Your dog licked you today and you instantly filed it under awe, love. That's the story humans tell themselves because it feels warm, simple, and safe. But to your dog, licking isn't romance. It's a signal, sometimes bonding, sometimes information, and sometimes a quiet alarm that something inside their body or brain is off. Here's the brutal truth. Most owners don't miss the cute meaning. They miss the dangerous meaning, the kind that hides in plain sight while you laugh. Right up until you discover acid reflux, dental pain, anxiety, an allergy flare, or nausea driving the behavior. And if your dog has started licking more than usual lately, that's not extra love. That's a change, and changes have causes. Ignore it long enough, and the next sign won't be subtle. So before you brush it off, ask the real questions. Why this licking? Why now? Why you? And why won't it stop? But here's where it gets interesting. Your dog's tongue isn't just kissing. It's one of the oldest tools in the canine toolkit, used for bonding, for reading chemical information, and for calming the nervous system when emotions spike. So if your dog licks you when you walk in the door, that could be a reunion ritual. If they lick your hands after you've been outside, they may be sampling where you've been. And if they lick nonstop during stressful moments, guests arriving, loud noises, your tension in the house, that's often not affection at all. That's self-regulation. In this video, I'm going to break licking down into 3 real reasons, and then the part most owners need to hear, when licking becomes a symptom. Because there's a clear difference between normal communication and a dog trying to tell you something is wrong. Reason number 1, social bonding. The first reason your dog licks you has nothing to do with romance and everything to do with biology and belonging. In the wild, social animals don't stay close by words. They stay close by rituals. For dogs, one of the oldest rituals is allogrooming, mutual grooming used to strengthen social bonds. Puppies experience licking before they even understand the world. The mother licks to stimulate breathing, warm the body, trigger circulation, and create safety. That association becomes hardwired. Licking, it's comfort. Licking, it's connection. Licking equals, you're part of me. So when your dog licks your hands after you pet them, or licks your face after you come home, it can be a reunion behavior, your dog rebuilding the we're together feeling. It also helps create a shared scent profile, which is how dogs define group membership. But the key is the pattern. Bonding licking is usually short, relaxed, and ends on its own. If the licking becomes frantic, repetitive, or impossible to interrupt, you're no longer looking at bonding, you're looking at something else. Reason number 2, information gathering. Your dog isn't just licking because it tastes salty. They're sampling information you don't even realize you're broadcasting. Human skin carries sweat, salt, hormones, and microscopic scent traces from everything you touched today. Door handles, other animals, food, stress. To a dog, that's not random. It's a readable chemical story. Licking pulls those compounds into the mouth, where scent molecules can be processed more deeply than simple sniffing. Your hands carry trace chemicals from every surface you touched, and your dog can detect those changes faster than your brain can remember them. That's why dogs lick hands after you come home, lick feet after a workout, or lick your face after you've been out in public. If you came back smelling like another dog, your dog may lick you as a reset, trying to overwrite that foreign scent with the familiar scent of your shared pack. Licking can also spike after you eat, because residue on your skin and breath becomes an instant "what did you consume" investigation. And here's the part most people miss. Dogs are obsessed with changes. New smell on your skin can mean new person, new place, or a shift in your emotional state. Some dogs lick more when you're stressed because your cortisol-related scent profile shifts, even if you're smiling and pretending you're fine. That's why the same dog may ignore you all day, then suddenly lick you intensely the moment something about you changes. So sometimes licking isn't affection at all. It's investigation. In other words, your dog isn't being clingy. They're running a chemical audit on you in real time. Reason number 3, self-soothing. This is the reason most owners misunderstand, and it's the one that turns cute into concerning fast. Licking can be a self-regulation tool. When a dog's arousal climbs, stress, uncertainty, overstimulation, The nervous system looks for an outlet. Some dogs pace, some whine, some chew, and some lick because the repetitive motion creates a calming feedback loop. It's a displacement behavior. I don't know what to do with this feeling, so I do this. Think of it like a human biting their nails or tapping their leg. Same concept, different species. The tongue becomes a metronome that keeps the dog from tipping into panic. That's why licking often spikes during specific moments. Guests arriving, loud sounds, tense arguments in the house, separation, or even after high-energy play. The licking isn't aimed at you as affection. It's aimed at the dog's own internal state. If you stop the licking without addressing the stress, the dog will often swap it for another coping habit, chewing, pacing, or barking. So the goal isn't make licking disappear, it's make the dog feel safe enough that they don't need it. Here's the difference you need to notice. Bonding licking stops. Self-soothing licking tends to repeat, escalate, and become harder to interrupt. It may come with panting, wide eyes, restlessness, or an inability to settle. When licking becomes the dog's primary coping strategy, it can turn compulsive. And at that point, the tongue isn't saying, "I love you," it's saying, "I can't calm down." Reason number 4 is a health warning. Now we get to the part that separates a good owner from a clueless one. When licking stops being communication and becomes a symptom. Here's the rule. Normal licking is occasional, contextual, and easy to interrupt. Concerning licking is new, repetitive, intense, hard to stop, or paired with other changes. Watch for these red flags. Sudden increase in licking over a few days with no obvious reason. Air licking, licking the air repeatedly, or frequent lip licking and swallowing, often linked to nausea, acid reflux, or dental pain. Floor licking or licking furniture obsessively, commonly seen with GI discomfort. Targeted licking on one exact spot, their paw, leg, belly, can indicate allergies, irritation, infection, joint pain, or nerve discomfort. Nighttime licking that disrupts sleep, reflux, pain, or skin flare-ups are common culprits. Licking paired with panting, restlessness, wide eyes, pacing, or inability to settle. This can be anxiety, but it can also be physical discomfort. Bad breath, drooling, pawing at the mouth, chewing on one side. Think teeth, gums, or mouth pain. And here's one that surprises people. If your dog starts licking you excessively in a way that feels frantic or desperate, don't automatically assume affection. Dogs often escalate licking when they're trying to regulate nausea, stress, or discomfort, especially if it reliably gets your attention. The key question is always the same. Is this licking normal for your dog, or is this a behavior shift? Because shifts have causes, and the earlier you treat the cause, the easier the fix. If your dog's licking feels excessive, don't guess. Run this quick protocol, and you'll know what you're dealing with. Step 1. Identify the pattern. Ask, when does it happen? After meals, at night, when guests arrive, when you leave, after walks, or randomly. Patterns point to causes. Step 2. Check the basics in 60 seconds. Look at teeth and gums. Sniff the breath. Check paws, ear, and skin for redness, odor, swelling, or irritation. Watch for limping or tenderness. Step 3. Interrupt without punishment. No yelling, no scolding. Redirect instead. Give a chew, a lick mat, a toy, or a simple cue like sit. Reward. You're replacing a behavior, not adding fear. Step 4. Fix the trigger, not just the licking. If it's stress, add decompression walks, predictable routines, calmer greetings, and gradual alone time training. Step 5. Escalate when needed. If it's new, intense, or paired with other symptoms, book a vet check, especially for GI issues or dental pain. So now you know the truth. Licking isn't automatically love. Sometimes it's bonding. Sometimes it's investigation. Sometimes it's your dog trying to regulate stress or signal discomfort before it becomes a real problem. And here's the part that matters. Once you start reading licking correctly, you stop guessing. You stop reacting late. You start noticing the small changes that tell you everything. Now I want to hear from you, because your dog is probably doing one of these patterns right now. Comment below. When does your dog lick you the most? Is it right when you come home, during stressful moments, or randomly with no trigger? If this changed how you see your dog, share it with one person who still thinks every lick is just cute. And subscribe, because the next behavior on the list is the one most owners misread until it's too late.